All right, everybody, welcome back to the newest episode of the Noses and the Bees, where we talk about anything other than sexual shit because we're not experienced. And no, to the guy in the comments, we do not want to link to a porn website to find girls. That's the last time you're commenting this, right? There's a guy. Every time I do my intro, he comments under every other video saying, "Hey," and then just links us like a porn website to meet girls. I'm like, the intro's not legit. All right, but it is I am we're it's the second largest historical event that I'm going through right now. We're all going through a big historical event right now. The times are tense. Everybody's, this is a nail biter. Everybody's like just anxious to see the results of the election. Yes, right now, the whole world is going to the 2020 elections, which has to be one of the worst ones. But hey, I guess Um, you guys know me and Jetty. We're not the political type, right, Jen?
Very true.
By the way, if Jetty is extra quiet to you guys today, it's because he has a massive throbbing headache. He has a headache,
Oh,
and he's like trying to process this shit. Maybe you should drink more water,
bless me.
because I know definitely you don't drink fucking water at all. But
Actually, I
how was your week, Jetty? Just talk to me real quick. Let's get our talking out before we can't.
did. I've been showing out, doing whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, watching movies, hanging out on VR. I've actually been getting a VR chat during the week. More. Hanging out with bike
Unfortunate.
lobby people.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hanging out with bike lobby people though. Been having a lot of fun. No, I've been hopping on because Kizu and Tully, some people from our old friend group,
Yeah.
have been hopping on a lot recently. So I decided to start getting on more during the week.
Yeah.
I had a blast with them yesterday. So
I can't front and be like fuck VR chat because I also have been getting on a little bit more now
yeah, you were in full body
and
yesterday.
full body too. Like yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's like something to distract myself just because big things going on in the background and I kind of just don't want to focus on it that much just because too much shit on both sides that I kind of just don't want to listen to. Just mostly because I'm not political whatsoever. I can talk about a few things, but I'm just like, that's it. Like the most basic surface information that I could get out there, and that's it. I'm
All I
not
know, it's literally all I literally know about politics is that it's 270 to win. That's all I know. Other than
the
that,
goal. The goal.
uh, other than that,
No, but yeah,
uh,
okay. So me and Jetty are not the type that we're gonna publicly voice our opinions on here because we think that running a more neutral podcast is a safer route to go as we continue to grow, and so you can just expect us not to give our 2 cents into this, just more of like general summary of things that are going on. More so me, because I don't think Jetty has even paid attention to anything that's happening. So just that around his neighborhood, it's just been a bunch of Trump flags.
literally, I'm in Ohio, so my state was Trump won,
Mm.
and
Mm.
it's a bunch of redneck hell yeah brother K Kona. Trump. I saw a pickup truck today. It was a lifted up like Chevy fucking truck. It had four flags. It had the black and blue like police flag,
Oh wow.
Confederate flag, a
Oh
Trump
wow.
flag,
Oh wow.
and an America flag. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh,
I literally saw Captain America
Jesus.
today. This guy was riding his motorcycle. It was a United States flag helmet. He was wearing a United States flag fucking cape. He had on a leather jacket. He was a full on biker, and then he had like a Trump flag on the back that attached to the back. So it was just like waving in the background, and he was just playing like some like good old American music. It was I looked at it and I was like, wow, okay. People are really passionate about this, I guess. And it's not to say that I guess, we don't care about what's going on. It's just the fact that it, more or less, we're not that intellectually. Let's see how to say. Well, I'm not calling us stupid. We're not. For us, we just don't have that much room for it to process in our head. I guess. I don't know how to else to explain
I'm
it.
pretty fucking retarded. If I tried to get into politics, my mind might break.
Yeah. So pretty much, we have two guests today. One you've probably already heard on the podcast before.
Play VR chat.
And and the other is family. He's my step bro. So
What are you doing, step bro?
so today they're gonna be coming on and sort of helping us, process what all's happening, and maybe give their own views about what's been going on and what they think and all the BS that's been shouted out and everything. So let me just get it started off here, boys. Actually, hold on. I forgot to name you guys. It's Capo and Blasian Boy. Everybody, please welcome. Clap, 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 clap. Thanks, Jetty, for the clap. That was really. Thank you for.
I'm eating ice out of my cup. I'm sorry.
You know, eating ice means that you're sexually frustrated. Anyways, all right.
I'm always frustrated.
So I have like 4 different sites pulled up that have the map of like the what's going on right now. Let me go out to this first question. Nate, Blasian Boy, which site would you recommend that would be most accurate as to what's going on right now?
Like, what do you mean? Just like some regular, just like a regular poll site for like the election and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Or like, that one that shows like the map overall and the states won and shit.
I guess like CNN for sure. Because CNN hasn't actually like tried to call anything as of late. They've just been trying to like make sure all the votes have been counted so far.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can try to find their map, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So.
I've been following Fox's. Yeah.
Dude, Fox has been getting some shit though.
Yeah.
Google election.
Google election. I got it. No, yeah, but I know that Fox called Arizona when I don't think it was done even counting yet, and everybody got mad about it, and they would not pull back. They were just like, yeah, Arizona's counted. Fuck you guys. They're just sticking with it.
Yeah, it's because the Associated Press was like saying that it was like called. I was like, okay, cool. Give us that right there. That'd be awesome. That'd be great for me.
All right, Capo. Which map? Which source do you think we'd be able to get our most reliable sources from?
Up until like late last night, the Google map was actually pretty accurate, but I've just been using Road to 270 and putting in the numbers from states myself to get most accurate, because the Google map called Biden instantly for a lot of states and refused to call Trump for others, so the bias on both sides was just a little iffy.
Okay.
So I've just been looking. I mean, best sites to look for the actual like voter numbers has been on the .gov sites for each state, like Michigan and all that.
Okay. So is it 253 for Biden all around? Is that what's happening right now? Is that what's being called? Yeah, okay.
So far, like as I checked, it was 253.
So I've been watching it on New York Times. I just started ignoring Fox's, so I've been watching New York Times's. They stated that Biden needed to either win Florida, Georgia, or North Carolina. One of those to just pull ahead and win, right? How accurate is that statement?
If he continues to hold on to Arizona, yeah.
But if he but is it a guaranteed win if he wins Georgia?
It's a guarantee win if he gets Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Because he'll be at 273.
Okay. So he recently, as of today, started pulling ahead in both of Georgia and Pennsylvania states, right? How most likely is it that he holds on to those states?
Questionable. There's been a lot of conflict in the state of Pennsylvania. Like 4 hours ago, the Supreme Court ruled in Republican Party of Pennsylvania versus Secretary of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And the large series of lawsuits the president's been filing, or that the president and his cohorts have been filing, have been instrumental in ensuring that votes are counted properly and that there are no excess votes counted. Like the Supreme Court ruling in Pennsylvania said
Mhm.
that any vote that was brought in after, I
Mhm.
think it was 8 p.m. on November 3rd has been declared invalid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
I
here.
didn't know it was declared invalid though. I thought it was like they were like separating like certain like ballots. Like they were separating like the ones that came in like a bit later, and then like the other ones that they have to count now, and the other ones they're just like pushing them aside. But like I think Pennsylvania's been doing that though, right?
It's
Yeah, they just separated them.
okay. Okay, so what's confusing to me is that you said that the Trump campaign or like the team is filing lawsuits to count every vote, right? To make sure,
Mhm.
like, didn't he also start saying to stop the count when Biden was in the lead, and then saying stop counting, and then now he wants everybody to fully count the votes? So like, what's the deal there?
Hypocrisy is a motherfucker. I'm just saying, like
Well,
it's some shit, dude.
Trump wants the votes counted.
And not
The
counted
thing
at the
is,
same
though,
time.
he wants legitimate votes counted. He doesn't want to miss anything because
But
way it's
he
going,
claims
there.
that all the mail-in ballots are all illegitimate.
Yeah,
Oh no, like yeah, with like yeah. What do you mean like legitimate though, right? Because yeah, he was about to like he was trying to call it and then like go to the Supreme Court to like stop the counting, right? Because that's what he said.
So I'm just like I'm just very confused because people were saying that all he's saying that all the mail-in ballots are frauds and everything, and that it's kind of weird that like all the mail-in ones somehow favor Biden when he himself literally told his own followers and supporters, "Hey, mail-in is a fraud. Don't do that. Do it in person instead." And then now everybody's like, Why are the mail-in ones all favoring Democrats?" Like it.
Well,
May,
I believe that like in Pennsylvania actually, I think they did. I think they did like a thing. Like I think there was like a lawsuit or something. I think they wanted to count the or they wanted to count the mail-in ballots last, and so that's why like Trump had that huge lead because like a lot of Democrats voted by mail. So that's why you see like that huge like blue push
mm,
from like Pennsylvania. Now like it's hit by like 23,000 last time I checked. You know,
okay.
so yeah.
Yeah, Capo, your thoughts on it? I want to hear.
my response to that is, as far as mail-in ballots go, I'm sure that a lot of mail-in ballots, I mean, voters just, mailed them in. Though, I'm sure there's plenty of legitimate mail-in ballots. It's not like every single one of them is false.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, though, is that, I mean, I personally know families from Michigan who have voted Republican, and their families, friends of their families voted Republican, mail-in ballot,
Mm-hmm.
and yet we have those 140,000 plus votes all Democrat. If you look at the chart, Trump's increase in voters plateaus and Biden's spikes directly upwards,
Mm-hmm.
which is completely iffy at best.
Well, actually, I think that was. I think they've already like talked about that. I think that was actually a mistake, actually, on the part when they pushed the ballot. It was like it was a error, and I think they fixed it right after when they realized the mistake.
Well, even still, those votes, that's a lot for all of those votes to have been for Biden is quite suspicious. Like that really just doesn't happen.
Does it? Just at all? Never happens?
Not like really. That's why I said like it was like it was like a mistake type thing that they did.
Okay.
Like they actually ended up splitting the votes. And I think like when they finally actually did the real number, I think Trump had more votes by the end of it. Like I said, like they told the wrong information to the news stations or to the people that were asking them for the stuff, and when they added that, it was a mistake, and they retracted that, and then they actually evenly split it out the votes. But I think that's what it was.
Yeah, still important, it's important that we don't just like neglect all of these mistakes being made. Trump's ensuring that everything is uh, being counted, properly, fairly, legitimately, and there's no interference going on. Trump and his cohorts all across, the Republican Party.
Yeah, but to me personally, I don't really believe that like that's what Trump wanted because like he was literally trying to like he was literally calling like mail-in votes fraud. He was calling like things like he was like already calling the election and stuff. Like I don't think he actually really to me personally I don't think he actually really cares too much. Like he just wants to like try to find a win, and he's been like downplaying the like Biden's like thing all like throughout like the 3 days that we've been counting all these votes.
Hmm.
You know.
Well, with Trump's downplaying of, well, not downplaying, but with Trump's, what's a word? Trump's viewpoint on mail-in ballots, I think, is personally justified, because we have seen multiple videos from groups like Project Veritas depicting. There was that Somalian man who had hundreds and hundreds of ballots, in his car. There's the video of him. All of them are Democrat. There was the Project Veritas report on the USPS collusion involving thousands of ballots. Just kind of being shipped out to wherever places weren't um, winning for the Democrats. I think there is a lot of legitimate. I think that mail-in ballots themselves are just far too malleable and unprotected to really be counted uh, fairly without like an excruciating amount of detail, and Trump's ensuring that they are. Because the more investigation is done on these ballots, the more collusion we find.
Oh, like what do you mean? Like I think I know what the one that you're talking about, like the Somali guy. That was like with Ilhan Omar, right? Like the Roger Vedas did the whole thing on that, right?
I don't I don't know if it was associated with Omar specifically, but I it was Democrat, so it might have been.
Because like I think I remember there was like a thing that came up about that. Like the guy who was there, I think he actually I don't know like entirely, but I think he actually said something to somebody about how actually he was like paid by Project Veritas and like how what he was like doing and stuff was like out of context. Um, and I think that's what it was. That was wrong. And the thing about
I
like but the thing is though about like voting like by mail in general, I don't think we've actually had like too many problems with that. Like you might like see some cases where like there might be people that like there's like a certain like amount of like ballots that become like um uh what is it what's the word invalid or whatever. But like that's like
Mhm.
with like anything that you can send in. Like we have like things like signatures, right? If your signature doesn't match your last one, then that vote doesn't get counted. I think there's plenty of like things that can happen, but to think that like that would end up like kind of shifting certain elections or possibly like being like bad. Uh, I don't really know if like that's like a huge concern for like mail-in ballots in general.
Well, the thing is with mail-in ballots is that we have, with the Project Veritas uh, Somalian migrant situation, the whole claim from him that it was just out of context, that he was just doing damage control. It was just a claim by him and maybe his like collaborators at best, but there were reports of this guy. There were locals in the Somali migrant community that was there that said he was either strong arming or basically buying ballots, from these people. It's not just that Veritas paid some guy to do this. I mean, Veritas would be ruining all of their integrity by doing this when they have historically been incredibly reputable when it comes to all of their reports, going from interviews with corrupt Democrat politicians themselves and other such things.
I don't really believe that too much because like Project Veritas is like isn't it like James O'Keefe, right? James O'Keefe's the dude. Like, I'm pretty sure like James O'Keefe like he does like a lot of like shady shit constantly. Like when like I remember he did like a whole thing on on what was it? I think it was like I think he did something on migrants, I believe, something like that. Um, or something. I can't remember, but the Project Veritas has always been caught in a lot of controversy. Like when they did like the Antifa stuff, they're never really like clear on what they're actually like proving. And then like when you see like their videos that they put out about like these like groups and everything, they're very vague on what they're talking about, you know. and I just don't like. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know
I
about
mean,
using them as like a reputable like source of everything,
well,
right?
you
Because they cut out things.
right. Well, you say they're vague, but the videos don't. They're not vague. They're pretty to the point. Are you? And if you're referring to the Antifa, are you referring to the Telegram messages that they leaked?
No, they did like a whole video of like a guy who was able to like get like secret video of them like plotting to like uh do something, but like it was really just like it was just like a self defense class or something, and they were like making it seem like this ominous thing of like
Well, that
Antifa coming out of the dark corners to like attack people or something, you know?
well, that was the thing. It wasn't like a self defense class in the sense of yes, I'm going to prepare myself for the legal repercussions and how to go about doing these things. No, it was a like quote unquote self-defense class on how to put down, I shouldn't say put down, but how to combat anyone who was basically trying to interfere with like, their illegal actions. It's not like a normal self-defense course for like your betterment. It's
Okay,
that's
gotcha,
why
gotcha.
it was like really suspicious because it's this very very partisan group releasing. It's no different than like a right-wing militia, giving instruction on how to uh, defend themselves in a quote unquote theoretical instance of a police attack.
Yeah, sure, but like you got like other groups. Like the difference is though, right? Because like Antifa's like self defense. Like literally, like the dude Gavin McGinnis, that dude like literally was like talking about like how like the Proud Boys are like they will like go out and punch you. They will like do all these things, right?
Hmm.
And I think like the fact that like I never see Project Veritas ever like go after like Proud Boys or go after like any type of like right wing groups in general, it kind of is telling like where they're actually kind of leaning and what their bias is and what they're actually trying to do
Yeah,
in their messaging. You know?
no, they have bias. They've stated it themselves. They are a conservative organization. Their focus is
Yeah, but the
against
Proud Boys aren't really
the
conservative though. They're like far right dudes, you know?
yeah. Well, they Project Veritas isn't specialized in that. They're specialized in handling Antifa and all these other organizations, which the media doesn't go out of their way to openly criticize nearly as much as they do with the Proud Boys and other such.
Sure, sure, okay. Okay. I guess like so we don't get like I guess so if we don't get like stuck on like the whole uh um Project Veritas or like the sources being valid or whatever. I guess like why don't we just I guess since like the topic still is like around like voting. Um
Mhm.
I don't know. So you've seen like some weird things, I guess. Like what were some of the things that you thought were kind of going around Twitter and the things that you were seeing about like the election or whatever, right?
Sorry, what was that?
What were what were the things that you were kind of seeing around in the election? Whenever like Twitter was like blowing up and seeing like Trump getting like passed or whatever.
What was I seeing?
Yeah, yeah, like the Twitter's reaction and stuff. Because I thought it was kind of funny, to be honest.
I don't associate mostly with these social media platforms. I have used Twitter. The only thing I've seen from Twitter involving the elections was some of Trump's tweets involving his announcements, and the there's a lot of posts on Twitter showing
Um,
linking to like other articles showing like what was that be?
I was just gonna say I just saw a lot of like people just shitting on Trump for declaring victory or saying what he's saying during those little I think mini press conferences or whatever it is to speak when he speaks, and everybody just shitting on him because of all the things that he's saying. Especially Anderson Cooper, who called him a fat obese turtle in the sun.
Honestly, that was pretty funny.
That was
But like,
fucking
dude,
yeah.
people are going crazy though, my guy. Like, there's literally like a bunch of like Trump supporters at the ballots, like the counting ballot areas, and they're like doing like some sort of weird like some weird ritual
Yeah,
trying
everybody's
to get
calling
like
them a cult. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's
Well,
so
not like they're
fucking
calling
weird.
the cult, but there's literally these people like outside trying to do like mahagana, trying to get the, trying to change the votes so they'll get to Trump. And I'm just like, what, like some sort of spiritual shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you people doing? It makes no sense. What
It's
the heck's going
crazy.
on, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, politics brings out the like crazy side in people. It's scary, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always weird, dude.
I also saw
I don't know,
the
like,
whole
That's
speech
what's scary,
that
dude.
I saw the whole speech that Stephen Colbert gave about what Trump has been doing, and who else said that? It's very, very sad to like um
Oh, I didn't watch
Jake
that.
Tapper.
Like good or something?
He said, "What a sad night for the United States of America to hear the president say that, to falsely accuse people of trying to steal the election, to try to attack democracy that way with his feast of falsehoods, lie after lie after lie." Which is, yeah, I'm just like, I'm living for all these people shitting on Trump for what he's doing, what he's saying.
Did you see Alex Jones? Alex Jones
Oh,
took the streets.
is he like hyping up the Proud Boys, or what is he doing? What is this?
He wasn't happy at the problem. Well, what he was doing is he's like reading, like he was leading a rally, and he was like just like yelling out a bunch of like shit. I don't know what exactly it was, but it was like unhinged.
What's his
people.
stance on this? I never know with
His stance is-
Alex Jones.
I don't. Alex Jones is just conspiracy theorist nutcase, and like he.
They're putting chemicals in the water.
Yeah, that's like that was my
freaking
introduction
frogs
to turning the freaking frogs gay. Like that was my introduction to Alex Jones.
Mhm.
But, like,
I love Alex Jones. That shit's so funny.
yeah, the dude was just acting all crazy and shit.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I-
I don't know, man.
So he's just there to like just fuck around, pretty much. Right?
Like people like think he's like a troll or something, but honestly, I think he's actually like serious because like he's done some serious like crazy shit before. So
Uh-huh. And then I also saw how Bernie like basically predicted what was gonna happen this election, like when he was on Jimmy Fallon and shit.
dude, anybody could like. I think anybody could really know, dude. At the end of the day, though, fuck Nate Silver. Everybody's like really pissed at.
Okay, so tell me
Right now?
who is that guy and what did he do?
So, dude, so Nate Silver is like this pollster, and people were going by like the five. What was it? The 5-2-3 or whatever. You remember Capo? It was like what was it? 5-2-3 or whatever. But he was like the poll guy, and he was like talking about how it's 90-10 Biden, and there's like certain situations where Biden sweeps the election, he turns Texas blue, and like all this shit. And then everybody goes to the fucking site, and like, his predictions are really like not even like half of it. And it's like 20%. He was like 20% correct.
Mhm.
And every single time he tweeted something out, everybody's told him just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. You're wrong about everything. And so yeah. So polling is kind of like dying at this point right now.
Yeah, no. It's I've just been like following like just basically everybody's reactions about how people are saying, like, people close to Trump are saying that he's really like depressed now and sad, and then like everybody's like coming out of the blue making memes like as if he was on Tumblr and he was like posting like going on black and like do not disturb.
Dude, have you seen him? He looks defeated. He's disheveled. He's a husk. He's
The husk of
dying
him.
inside, dude.
And then just a bunch of fucking memes of like, I saw one where it was like, remember that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob was taking the written test of his driver's license and he had to answer what I learned in boat school is, and he just can't answer it, and Mrs. Puff is like, what I learned in boating school is, and she's like trying to get him to write. That's basically, people are saying the USA is Mrs. Puff and Nevada is SpongeBob.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, it was crazy. Like, I remember actually, like, when the election was like starting up, and I could tell like Florida was lost, all this, right? I was like thinking, damn, Trump is doing really well. And I remember just staying up like really late and looking at like the states being red. I think it was Wisconsin
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot the other one.
They flipped the switch. Michigan, right?
Yeah, Michigan
Yeah.
and Wisconsin. And I was just like, damn, that's scary. And then I was like in a call with like a bunch of like other political people on this like politics server, and we were just watching the change of Wisconsin and Michigan going blue, and we're all just like hyped as shit. Like, damn, like Biden's pulling through. It's turning blue. And so like that was like pretty funny. I was like, damn. And then Trump was like pissed off or something, talking about everything's fake. It's It's all the fakeness. Stop the polls.
Yeah, a tweet from Bernie. He said, in 2016, when Trump won PA, MI, and Wisconsin by a handful of votes, the election system worked just great. Now that he's losing, it's a fraud, and they're stealing the election. This is how demagogues, demagogues, destroy faith in democracy and move us towards authoritarianism. Count every vote. That is kind of true. And
I mean, let's be honest. Like he never hit it. He always like said that like mail-in voting is a sham. It's fraudulent. You know, he's been saying this for like even like saying like people like thinking that if you thought like Trump was going to like accept the results, he never said he was ever going to accept those results.
Yeah.
Like he was like, kinda. I'll probably. I don't know. Like he always danced around. We knew what he was gonna do. It was some bullshit.
yeah. It's not surprising the way he's acting now. It's just, I don't know.
I have no idea what's going on.
He's a sore loser. That's basically what he's doing. That's what's happening right now. I'm just.
Well, I think that he's reacting to more or less outstanding some kind of collusion and interference in the election against him, you know? There has been, I mean, there's tons of, like I said, Project Veritas. There's other videos and other sources as well of really unusual behavior at the polls, not just during election night, but before that, when they were getting everything set up and GOP officials left and everyone had like cheered and such. Mysterious, a lot of them have been recounted, but a lot of the ballots that came in, you know, being rightfully a lot of ballots he said needed to be recounted were recounted, and surprise, surprise, Trump actually had a fair few, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a lot of problems with dead people voting this election. I mean, if we look at, let me pull up a chart real quick. There was a lot of problems in Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Nevada all had, with the exception of Georgia, they all had voter turnout of over 100%. Yeah, that's physically impossible. There's some kind of collusion there, with the worst offender being Nevada at 125%. You know, that Trump is right in his assumption that there is a lot of peculiarities in this election, to say the least. You know.
I mean, I've seen,
And
like,
there's
sorry,
and there's
sorry.
those like yeah, it's all right. I'm just gonna say one more thing. There was a lot of, I saw this, I did see one video on Twitter, and it was showcasing a guy going to Michigan's website to check for voter eligibility, typing in dead names and all of their ballot addresses, and what do you know? There's a lot of dead names that suddenly voted Democrat. You know, there is certainly a lot of voter fraud going on, and I don't know if you guys have heard of Sharpiegate as well.
Mm-mm.
That's some bullshit. It's bullshit, dude.
I don't.
You don't believe in that?
I am skeptical of Sharpiegate, but at the same time, I don't think, I'm not sure that Sharpiegate had any kind of collusion behind it, but I wouldn't put it past underpaid federal authorities to accidentally give out Sharpies.
Like they said, I'm pretty sure the person like had to put that to bed though, right? Like the senator or whatever. He said like, look, the Sharpies actually work. They're just fine. I think they're like saying that Sharpies actually read better in the machine.
As if there's bleed through. There's like some stupid thing that makes them invalid.
No. It makes them valid. There's like I think there's like things on the paper that help with like bleed, and even if it does bleed, it will still count.
Because if you use a Sharpie on like a mail-in ballot, then that's declared invalid. What's the difference from that in the poll?
Wait, was this like from mail-in ballots, or were these for like the
This was
ballot
at the
slips that you were getting?
This was at the ballot slips. Yeah.
The poll at the station. Okay. I do know, the one thing, I guess like the one thing that you brought up was about like the date of birth one. What I've seen so far on that actually was that people were voting, and it was like saying that they were born like in 1901 or something like that, right? They're like born like 120 years ago, as you said, and it turns out that the people that voted are actually still alive. But the only reason why it looks like that is because like they've never put in their birth date on that site. and so it goes to like to the auto thing, and the auto one is the first is like the January 1st, the first 1901, and that was like the one that it would go to, and so like some of these people are still alive. It's just that their date of birth was incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that seems a bit suspicious because, people get these. There's dead people voting. Like not all of them are alive. It's not all a matter of incorrect. The whole thing with that is that while it is a case that happens, there are instances of people. I don't know.
So
No,
like,
no,
what do
no,
you
no,
mean?
no, no, no. I concede on that. No, I concede on that.
Okay,
Because,
gotcha.
yeah, if that's what happened, then that's what happened.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, man. But okay, gotcha. But hey, let's talk. Let's just, I guess, like, let's talk more about the meme shit. I think there's more like uplifting
I
stuff
just
to
want to
dive
say
in on this.
I predicted it, and I told Jetty this before we
What
even
the fuck did you
started,
predict?
that
The fuck did you predict?
me and Jetty honestly expected more of a spicy debate, just considering y'all are on opposite ends of the spectrum of like capos, and then you're
What do you want me to do? Get mad?
get angry.
I'm
There's no
I'm
point.
for all like simple like conversations, of course.
Yeah,
We
but
have
then
more
I also
conversations.
told Jetty, I was like, they're most likely, knowing how both of them are, they're gonna be super nice to each other, but passive aggressive. They're gonna be like, "Oh wait, no, you go first. Oh wait, no, man, you first. Sorry, I'll finish this. Let me just like that type of shit." And me and Jenny, as soon as you did that, Capo, or as soon as you did that, Nate, Jenny texted me. He's like, "Yep, there it is." And I was like, "I knew it. I knew
Well,
it."
there's no reason not to be civil here.
True, but
Kanye West 2020.
people actually voted. He
You
got
think
like
Kanye West
10,
did-
Yeah,
20,
Kanye West
6,000,
was
right?
actually getting
2,000,
votes,
right?
yeah.
Or 6,000 or whatever.
It was like 6,000, yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That okay? You obviously know that those are the people that were just like either both of them suck. I'm just voting Kanye
Dude,
because fuck it.
they were just privileged enough to like throw away their vote like that, so they probably just did it for the meme or something. Like,
Imagine Kanye West going to the White House and he's like, "No, but gold digger."
Oh my god. He's gonna build a
On top of the
studio
White-
in the White House. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna record Yandi from his White House Oval Office right there.
the only reason why he wanted to get the presidency.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's gonna be
crazy.
loud.
I don't know. I just want to talk about how much besides who said that they were not gonna announce their results till like the 12th or something? North Carolina or Pennsylvania?
I thought it was Nevada, wasn't it? Or is Nevada?
No,
like,
Nevada's
looking-
counting. They said that they're gonna try to finish as fast as they can because everybody wants to know what the fuck the results were. But like,
Dude, I don't know, man. People are just making fun of Nevada at this point. Like, I'm about done with Nevada too. Just like at this point, just like I don't know, do something. Because like if you start getting like memed on constantly, like at this point, you just give up on the counts. I don't know, man.
shit. Yeah,
Nevada is just so slow. Like it's like painstakingly slow. Apparently, like their
Oh,
process
okay.
is like long
For
as hell.
Pennsylvania, they said the remaining mail ballots are expected to favor Democrats. The Secretary of Commonwealth had said she expected most votes would be counted by Friday, but Philadelphia officials said it could take a few more days to complete the count there. I think it was Pennsylvania that said they weren't going to finish till the 12th. So,
Dude,
what exactly is the path for Biden right now? What does he need to do to just secure this W?
oh, like I said, like if he trends well in Pennsylvania, then it's over, right? But if he doesn't, then he would then, like, because like I'm pretty sure Georgia's gonna get recounted anyway, because like that's like a really like close like margin of error right there already, so that's definitely gonna get recounted. The ones that people were focusing on before Pennsylvania was Arizona and Nevada, and since they take so long, Biden caught up, and now everybody's like, damn, he could actually like take Pennsylvania, and then this shit will be over. But
You think he's gonna flip Pennsylvania?
I I think so. It looks like he is. There's still like a lot of mail-in ballots that they're doing. So there's
I'm
still
just
a
saying
chance.
because I was talking to Capo like at the very beginning of the election, and I was like, Capo, man, what if he wins Wisconsin and Michigan? He's like, they're not. He's not. Trump is leading, and then he flipped Michigan and Wisconsin.
Well,
So,
that's the thing, though. He flipped Michigan. Biden flipped Michigan with that influx of votes that came in, and now more and more counties are are going more red. I mean, 4 hours ago, 6,000 votes were given to Trump in Michigan, in one county, and the trend seems to be continuing across it. I think that the election is still more or less up for grabs. It's not.
no,
It's
yeah, I don't think
Democrats may
it's.
favor, mail-in ballots, especially with how long things are going to take. It's it could be a Trump victory if he holds on to his current states and Michigan. Um, and also Arizona as well seems to be kind of shifting as well with with the increased ballot procedures being put in place and counting, making sure there's no fraud. The Republican lawsuits in each state, ensuring accountability and all that.
I'm pretty sure like yeah, but I'm pretty sure like fraud is like it's a very low thing that happens. It wasn't like for the midterms wasn't like millions of votes were like mailed in or like tons of absentee ballots or something, and like I think like maybe like some weren't able to be counted, but that wasn't like a fraudulent thing. It was more of like an error type thing, you know?
Error. It's an error. I mean, it's an error. It's always an error officially, but we have to piece the things together to determine if it's collusion or not. I remember in the week leading up to the election, there was one county in Ohio that had like
Fuck Ohio.
received. Hmm?
Fuck Ohio.
There's one county in
Of
Ohio that
course, it
received
was Ohio.
they received 50,000 ballots in a town of like 10 or something. 10,000, I mean. Um,
Sounds like
s-
my town.
yeah,
I haven't heard
And
of this
but
one, but
there's like incidents of that across the country of a lot more ballots or people getting the wrong ballots or multiple ballots in their houses. Uh, and it doesn't seem like typical USPS incompetence, but rather like something actually fishy going on, you
Well, I
know?
mean, everybody
For
always thinks
every
it's
Twitter,
collusion. Everybody always thinks that something is interfering when it doesn't, like, when it's not in favor of whoever you're supporting. Like, last
right.
year, last election, everybody thought that fucking Trump cheated and he was in cahoots with the Russians. Like, but now that Trump's losing and then Biden is now catching up, like, really quickly, like, suddenly, oh, illegitimate votes and people are dumping shit or not correcting, like, ballots. Like, come on. Like, it's always something. It's always something.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
seeing your favorite sports team lose. Like, it's a fucking fucking Tom Brady deflated the ball. He shouldn't have won the
dude,
fucking Super
I
Bowl. Like,
here's it makes sense for you to think like that, and that kind of is how it is more or less. But it's different than the 2016 elections, as in that case there wasn't sudden influxes of ballots that just kind of appeared out of nowhere. 4 in the morning, 200,000 people voting for one party only. You know what I mean? This
wasn't
election and the weeks leading up and months
well, but
leading up
wasn't
to
that
it.
with Michigan and Wisconsin last election?
Yeah.
Like,
I could have sworn
Well, this
wasn't
election.
Hillary leading those two states, and then suddenly like Trump flipped both of them? Or
They
if
thought
I,
Hillary was leading in every state in that election.
yeah.
Um, well, no. Let's not blow that apart. Let's not like push that aside. That's a legit concern. Um, More or less, it just kind of had to do with Trump's victory. It had to do with as voter turnout increased, more people voted Trump. It wasn't like there was um, a 1 million jump in Trump votes. It was steady over time. It was natural. With these ballots, it's artificial. That's the big concern.
But I
There
could have
wasn't.
sworn though, like
There
don't
wasn't.
they just
Oh,
count?
sorry.
Don't they
Sorry.
just count mail-in? Yes, that's okay. Don't they just count like mail-in ballots like basically last, and that's why there's like a big jump. I'm pretty sure because like they counted like all in like the same day type of votes, and then like they had like the leftover votes that were mail-ins, and then they were counting all of those, and that's like kind of what they've been doing the whole entire time, right? That's why there's that like huge jump, I guess.
Um, they count the mail-in ballot. They count the mail-in ballots more or less. It varies from state to state, but I'm sure some do it last. Even then, it wouldn't have as sharp as a jump. I mean, as they did it, because they wouldn't just have 200,000 ballots, right? They wouldn't, as they count them, they would put them in the system. You know, it's no different than an actual poll. You know.
Yeah, but I'm like, because I actually like looked at the because yeah, because like Pennsylvania officials must separate ballots that arrived after, which is kind of weird. But like yeah, like I don't know. I guess maybe like I guess like if you see like a jump that I guess like you would kind of be a bit suspicious if you just saw this big like jump like oh you know because it was crazy to me too, right? Because like Trump was ahead by like what was it, like 600,000 votes or something in Pennsylvania, and then like it caught up completely, right? I guess
Yeah, and then
they
all of a
could look
sudden it
that
flipped.
does look suspicious, but we have to remember though that most Democrats more often or not would vote by mail since of a pandemic, and Trump has been preaching constantly like how don't do that and go in person
That's
and
what I'm
watch
saying.
the
Yeah.
votes, you know, and so when his rhetoric probably kind of screwed him on that. You know, and that's why you see like these influx of like mail-in votes because Democrats are more likely to do that than you know the Republicans. You know.
While it is true that Democrats are more likely to vote mail in, it was about a 65-35 estimated split. You know, it wasn't a 100% Biden split. In fact, there's even more evidence to suggest that there's some kind of, I guess, collusion going on because the voter turnout in Michigan is 100. It was 105%. There were 5,716,000 votes out of 400, out of, I'm sorry, 5,453,000 people are registered to vote in Michigan, and 5,716,000 votes were counted.
Oh, I think I know what you're actually like bringing up actually.
Yeah.
That I think that one actually in particular. So you said like population wise, and then like the amount of votes that came from the county, right?
Hmm.
So that one in particular was actually the person that like posted that actually about the information on that, that was the results of like 2018. So like more people actually more people actually voted in this election than 2018. The person pulled up 2018 results, and so that was like the thing that was being spread. But yeah, no, that was 2018, not 2020 kind of stuff.
Are you sure?
Yeah, where was this again?
RealClearPolitics.com.
Okay, and what state?
Michigan.
Michigan. Oh, oh yeah, Michigan. Yeah, no, that was yeah. The picture was of 2018, and it was actually 20. Yeah, a lot of people who posted that retracted it. I think like some people, I think like I'm pretty sure like Candace Owens and like some other people had to pull that because it was actually like results from 2018, not 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to check that, you can. Because I'm pretty sure like that was the case with that one. I think it was like fact checked and everything really quickly,
Mhm.
since it was like spreading pretty quick. But yeah, mail-in votes like I like things can happen, but like I said, like I don't think like those like votes can just become fraudulent out in the blue, and like that in itself would just affect the election like substantially like we've seen so far. Like I don't think like you can have like thousands or hundreds of thousands of like possible fraudulent votes. I don't know how you
Well,
can do it on that scale.
well, I mean, it's possible if you let's say you're from the perspective of the Trump supporter, right? The media is entirely against Trump, right? There's not one major media outlet that really supports him. Fox News was recently bought out by Disney, and since then they've very much lessened their stance on him. You know?
Yeah, but isn't
Yeah.
that kind of like the point though? Like if you see, but that's the thing though. If you see it from a Trump supporter thing, of course you would kind of see this as like a cheating thing, right? Because you're a
Yeah,
Trump
but
supporter and seeing
like this,
your man lose.
Yeah, this isn't like the 2016 election. We're dealing with these mail-in ballots that have had like little to no actual like security and integrity in behind them, unlike the tried and true method of standard polling stations. Like the possibility of there being voter fraud being committed, especially with the sudden influxes of it only happens to Democrats. All of these voting stations who counted these ballots, the only spikes were for Biden. There wasn't like any spikes for Trump. It was all 100% Democrat. So unless if what was it, like 23 states are running on the same system when like my state and the state next to me vote entirely different, it does seem very suspect that they would all count these thousands and thousands of votes for Biden and none for Trump.
Yeah, but even though even though like you see it suspicious, like you kind of like you do have to kind of like show like some proof of that, right? But like doing like these kind of like one-off like examples of like this happening, and then it kind of turns into like, oh well, one thing happened. How much is it like that, right? Like like these two or three one-off examples, but then expanding into like this like possible like conspiracy or this weird like a fraudulent attack on our democracy. You know.
Well, like I said, it's not just this. It's those. It's not just like one-off incidents. It's in states that the Democrats need to win. We're finding all of this voter fraud exclusively for the Democrats that Trump and the Republican Party were basically suing these states to properly count. And we had found that actually, that wasn't actually the case. There was actually a lot of Republican ballots that simply weren't counted. And I think that despite Trump's warnings against mail-in ballots, Trump supporters are still going to, vote them in. It's not like they just won't do it. There's too many people for that to happen, you know? Combine that with all leading up to the election, the USPS constantly, slipping, giving out wrong ballots. I mean, like, it's one thing for a package to come in the mail. It's not yours, right? That happens every now and again. It happens to everyone. It's another if these very, very important ballots on a scale of multiple tens of thousands are given out to wrong addresses, massively throttled to like small towns that can be potentially flipped by Democrats. It's it even if it let's just say for the sake of argument that it isn't, you can definitely see how it looks like it.
Yeah, but looking like something, you know, even though like you can't like just say, well, it just looks like it, you know, and just like claim that like it's just happening a lot or something, you know.
Well, that's true, but you know what they say: if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it looks like a duck. You know,
It
these
fucks like
have
a
been
duck.
happening in multiple states, uh, in more or less the same conditions, with a variety of different voting mechanisms in place, with different parties in charge, ranging from obviously the poll stations are nonpartisan, but uh, local governments affected by this were Republican. You know, this didn't happen there wasn't a sudden spikes of Democrat votes in non-swing states, or if there were, they were on a much smaller scale.
Well, we have seen an up though, right? Because like this is like the most. This is like probably like the biggest participation ever in our history in the United States. So like, of course, it's gonna be like of course there's gonna be like more ballots that show up, right? Even though like
Mhm.
they're a Democrat, right? There's still gonna be like an influx because of like all these ballots that are going in. So of course there's gonna be like a big influx of like probably Democrats or Republicans or or libertarians for some reason they still exist, but like those people, and of course like those ballots are gonna be, um, of course like those ballots are gonna be a bit more large than usual, right?
Well, yeah, a bit more large than usual, but this is under the assumption that they weren't all exclusively Democrat. it wasn't until appeals from Trump and the Republican Party in Michigan and Pennsylvania that these ballots had to actually be properly accounted for, because they were all Biden. And then after some recounts, they found, oh yeah, these aren't the accurate results of the election.
Well, not, but is it like so like handoff that like it? I mean, not handoff. Is it like so disproportionate that like it's like swinging these like elections or swinging the counties or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it is. Michigan recently, I remember like there was a Twitter post from the GOP in Michigan. They were showing that after the recounts, a single county in Michigan had been given 6,000 votes fraudulently to Biden, which were actually to Trump. That is enough to swing a contested county, or on a larger scale, a contested state.
Okay, I see. Yeah, Michigan GOP showing says software glitch tally thousands of Republican claim
Yeah.
software issue. Oh, wait, is this like a okay? Well, okay, so if it's that, but did it like swing Michigan completely? Like even if even if like there, like I said, like even though there's a problem, we're like we're seeing like these like differentiations in like the votes, but like is does this like is this like an overarching problem completely though? Like
Well, clearly it's an
even then when
overarching
even when they
problem.
found out even when they're gonna recount it anyway because they were going to do that for Michigan, and then they found that there's more votes that they needed to count or that or not that they need to count, but uh, votes that were like glitched or whatever. I mean that's kind of like the point, right? To like find you're gonna like find those things when you search for them, of course.
Mhm. Yeah, well, this is clearly an overarching issue because before this sudden spike from Biden,
Oh,
Trump
also,
had
sorry,
Michigan.
one more thing.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing. What I was gonna also say, like, because like we're also talking about like it being fraudulent too, right? But it seems like this is just like a software issue, not some sort of like nefarious like thing, right? So that was
Well,
kind of like
for it to be accounted would be voter fraud. Even because it is wrong, we found out otherwise. Even if it was negligent, that would be voter fraud.
yeah, but like if we're talking about like this suspicious thing, it seems. I mean, like machines like glitch out all the time, right? Like so, like I mean, like to make it like this like nefarious thing, like Democrats are doing this, or some other separate force could possibly be like deterring or like getting rid of these like votes or glitching up everything. Like I feel like that couldn't be in order because like if it's so easily like to do this stuff, how come like these like people didn't do it with every state? Why was Florida so easily like grabbed by the Republicans?
Because
You know, because
yeah,
Florida was also an important state that Democrats wanted, right?
mhm. Yeah. Well, it's just the simple reasoning of one, it isn't easy to do. Clearly, they were called out by Trump on this, and it happens in a very specific set of circumstances. They didn't target some flyover state because they know that it's not of any value. They target specific communities that they are able to get these ballots for. Like in Arizona and Michigan, and it's more surprising in the state of Arizona, the Biden victory, but like in the state of Michigan, where it was very contested, um, these thousands and thousands of votes, uh, they they were vital for the Democrats. If they win Michigan, they pretty much win it. And it's the same thing with I'm not sure if you've heard of the military votes not being counted.
Oh yeah, they're counting them though. They just had to get in, and they're being
Yeah, but
counted. I know in Pennsylvania they're being counted. I think like right now or something.
yeah,
Um,
these all had to come in after the Republicans pushed for it. It's not this wasn't news beforehand. No one in like mainstream news was saying, "Oh yeah, military votes aren't being counted for some reason," or there's a unusual amount of spiking of Democrats in like strategically important, viable cities, counties, states, locations.
yeah, but I when it like because like it would be kind of hard though to do that completely because like without because like how do you get a bunch of like votes just like shoved in there or end up get or end up getting votes. Because remember, these are votes that were by people, were put into machines, and then their shit got changed to like voting for a Democrat. So these are like they're like legitimate votes. Just an irregularity happened where their vote ended up going to like a Democrat or whatever. And so like we're like like where are these like shifting votes that are just where they coming from exactly, you know?
Well, the shifting votes are coming from, I mean, they're coming from Democrats in swing areas. This is where all of this is happening. And as for the difference between a mail-in ballot or these voting machines going haywire, it's all being done like in favor of the Democrats.
Joe
Like
Biden's about to
all of
speak
what's
soon.
going on has to favor. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, really?
How soon? Like, what's the schedule?
I just saw it an hour ago, but it's still like saying this program will begin shortly, so it'll start anytime soon. Now.
He gave a speech like a little bit while ago, actually.
Yeah.
I think he claimed victory or something now. So
Yeah.
but we'll see. Like, I guess we'll see. I mean, like if all these like votes are gonna come out, and of course, like because like I said before, like they're gonna recount it anyway. They're gonna, and if they find more glitches, then like that's great, because like now like hey, cool, these people like now their votes are actually counted, and that's a good thing. Yeah, I guess like I guess where I disagree is just like this like nefarious like thing that's like,
Also,
possible like conspiracies happening. I guess.
Apparently,
So,
along with Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, at least 4 other White House aides currently have coronavirus, per sources.
oh yeah, I heard about that.
And also, Trump told his allies that the Secret Service would literally have to take him out kicking and screaming out of the White House. He is
Yeah.
literally a child. Like,
Let me ask you this real quick, and this you guys want to answer it anyway. How did you feel when Trump got COVID? How'd you feel?
I was just like, well,
just-
okay. Well,
Because I honestly was like, I just like did the whole saying it is what it is.
yeah, I was like, it is. I mean, you didn't want to wear a mask. It's like,
Yeah, it wasn't surprising for sure.
I was like, okay.
The guy didn't want to wear a mask, so I mean, he got it.
The fucking optics of that is so detrimental. Like the dude like down.
And then like literally, he literally tweeted and he's like, yeah, the doctors told me that they have never seen a body like mine, and I was like, this dude literally just said he's built differently. I can't.
Well,
This dude, this dude had the best drugs and stuff like that for himself. Like he's the president of the United States.
I'm
He's
Yeah.
got all the
built
goodness.
differently. I'm
Well,
built
that-
differently.
that's the thing, though. Even though Trump got it, it had bolstered his point among his voter base when he recovered in
Oh
as
no,
short
no.
as 3
Yeah,
days.
yeah. People
I
predicted
saw
that he
that.
was literally gonna catch it and somehow miraculously recover it, and then be like, yeah, this coronavirus ain't shit, and like try to
Dude.
motivate his supporters. And it's
He
like,
did a whole video of him coming home and
it's
coming to
so
the White House
fucking
and stuff.
predictable.
You see him. You see
Like,
him,
that's
he can
why-
barely- the
that's why-
motherfucker can barely breathe.
Yeah, I was
He
like,
can
that's why I was
barely
like, yeah, dude, this isn't gonna last long. Oh wow, he got COVID. It's not gonna last long. And I was like, bro, this guy's so predictable. Like, also, people found an old tweet that Melania Trump did back in 2014, where she's in a one-piece swimsuit and adding Donald Trump saying, "I see you soon." Oh my god, I'm dying, bro. Oh.
That's some weird shit.
Nah, but okay. I just wanted to ask, cause it's been an hour. We usually cut it off after like an hour and 10. We're not gonna do a Spotify episode just cause I don't know how we're gonna muster up 40 more minutes of this. But let's go to. I'm gonna go MS Nate first. Nate, so what does Biden's America look like to you? Like if he wins, what's gonna be the state of America as soon after he wins?
I believe that finally Marxism will finally be a thing that I get to see. His left agenda is probably better than Bernie Sanders, I have to say. I'm basically just wanting to live in a leftist utopia. That's kind of how I see it.
Mm-hmm. And what do you
I'm
what do
joking,
you?
by the way. I'm not serious. So what I'm actually like saying though is with Joe Biden's thing is that
Yeah,
I kind of
just
see him
working.
more of like a moderate type of like person. He's not like this leftist weirdo Marxist guy, you know. He's not like this like old. He's not Bernie Sanders like at all. The dude is like an old decrepit man who is probably losing his mind at some points.
Well, I mean, that's what I was also gonna lead into. Like, are you are you more like settle for Biden, or are you just like, yeah, Biden 2020, like strong, or are
So
you just like
I'll
settle?
say Biden was my second choice. Bernie was my first. The only reason why I chose Bernie first because I was like, okay, Bernie seems pretty cool. Like he kind of like is pro like really pro people. He does like he cares like a lot. He does I kind of felt like a bit more of like he felt more genuine
Mm-hmm.
than usual or than most candidates.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, but then when he lost, the
Yeah.
primaries, I went to like Joe Biden because I thought like yeah, Joe Biden seems like a pretty
Okay.
good
So what?
candidate.
So what would be the state of our nation given 4 months after his start, the start of his presidency?
So I believe though that I think he'll get the economy back on track for sure. Um, he definitely would. Would take care of COVID. He has like a huge plan on that. When it comes to like racial issues, those are really important to me. So
Yeah.
him talking about like so his approach is like to like fund the police. I'm still kind of like a little bit behind. I kind of stand behind the whole idea of defunding the police and then reallocating sources to like other places that would actually like should be called on other than like the police because the police handle like everything. And so but he wants to like fund the police more. So like I can see like why, because if you want like all these programs and stuff, you kind of have to pay more money if you want cameras. Like the reason like Breonna Taylor didn't have like the cops didn't have cameras is because like
Yeah.
their department couldn't
Mm-hmm.
afford them. So like more money I guess would help police officers in some areas. And so I think like in Biden's America, I think we'd end up getting like better relationships with the police officers. I think I think there would just be a bit more unity
Mm-hmm.
uh, in America in general.
Okay.
And yeah, pretty much just like he's also gonna like tax rich people, so they can pay that
Eat the
shit and they
rich.
can refund. Yes, well, eat the rich in a more moderate sense,
Yeah, I got you. All right.
So, but yeah, that's how I kind of see it.
Good answer. All right, Capo. I always wanted to ask you: did you like Bernie at all?
He no, because the thing is, Bernie like isn't all bad. A lot of the socialists aren't. Decades ago, he advocated for homosexual availability in the army, and that was a valiant point for him to take. There was a lot of criticism against the bill at the time, and he was one of the few people that spoke out against it. I think, or spoke out in favor of. I'm sorry. I think that he's too extreme.
Uh-huh.
What happens with these socialists whenever they get into office is that they do accomplish their goals, and that's a bad thing because re-gearing the American economy the way he wants to and American
It'll take a
society
long time, honestly.
would be an immensely costly effort
Yeah,
that
that's
would
it.
render the United States more or less unavailable on the world stage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his plans call for an immense government spending, uh, more so than any other candidate. It
Mm-hmm.
is multiple trillions
Okay.
for his college debt plans and such. I think
So would you? Okay, sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to.
no, yeah, I'm
Would
done.
you prefer Biden or Bernie out of the two?
Bernie's more honest. I think honesty's paramount. I'd probably prefer Bernie, honestly.
Okay. And if it was Bernie and Trump, would your stance have changed on your current views?
No, while Bernie is more honest, I still would vote Trump. It's just the simple fact that while I view Biden's policies, I do not like Biden's policies for other reasons than I don't like Bernie's policies.
Okay.
Biden's not he's not like a socialist. He's more in line with a social democrat,
Okay.
somewhat.
So you heard Nate's like perspective on what Biden's America would be like say after
Mhm.
4 months after his new presidency. So I asked the same question to you, like what do you see? How do you see the state of our nation get like 4 or 5 months after this whole thing is done?
Well, I don't know about 4 or 5 months, but under a Biden presidency, we would more or less see a continuation of a lot of Obama era policies,
Yeah, sure.
restrictions on emissions. Um, Really, my biggest concern with the Biden administration is that he has a good idea. I like this one idea he has. He has the idea of he wants to implement a plan to allow for American workers to opt in to a healthcare program that would give them federal healthcare at the cost of higher taxes and such. That doesn't sound bad because honestly, I think American health, like a universal healthcare system, is more in line with the American dream than a public education system.
Yeah.
Um, the thing is with Biden, though, is that I've looked at his campaign promises, and while he does have some healthcare points, his entire platform is "I'm not Trump." He's the anti-Trumper. His platform is
Yeah.
based on recovery from the virus, creation of tons of jobs, yes, but temporary jobs that cannot be built upon, and further restrictions on things like emissions. He wants to make America green, which while on paper, yeah, I agree with. America should be emission free and all that. That would be pretty cool. Um, his way of going about it is far too radical. While Obama's emission restrictions um, were they were bad. I mean, simply put, they disencouraged they drove up the cost of cars and all of that,
True.
and made them a lot more scarce. Biden would more or less be a more extreme Obama, I think.
Okay.
He would probably stunt economic growth, and ultimately be an inefficient leader. I don't think he would be this conservative nightmare of, oh no, he's going to repeal everything that makes America America. But he would, yeah, he would be. I think he would just be an inefficient Democrat. Who focuses too much on short-term production as opposed to long-term planning, which is what this nation desperately needs.
Okay, and I do want to butt in here. My 2 cents. Finally, finally, I say something.
Yeah.
I do agree that both campaigns have mostly been focusing on, well, I'm not him, he's bad, and then the other guy going like, nah, I'm better than you, and that's really why I'm more like settle for Biden, because I don't really care less about Trump. Trump can go back and make another season of The Apprentice, and I'm sitting on my fucking couch and watching that shit to the fucking end. I could watch that on hours, right? But
Even a good show.
The Apprentice was fucking awesome. But
Really? Okay.
yeah,
I guess
Yeah,
I'll-
but like the
B,
thing
you
is
don't-
like,
you don't understand, B. If you don't vote him into office, there will never be Apprentice White House edition,
fuck.
where we see the appointments of every secretary.
We'll also never get those sweet dance moves that he does. Like I heard someone
Yeah.
says the dance move is called jerking off ghosts, because that's all he.
Hey, sacrifices must be made.
But like I'm saying, like both like, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I really seriously feel like both campaigns were more focused on each other, and like how, oh, I'm gonna one up you and I'm gonna one up you doing this and then that, but not really letting us know, hey, I'm gonna do all this shit, right? This is how I'm gonna, the benefits and cons of this, and then not really caring about the other guy, you know. I've only really see them go head to head rather than just like saying, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." Right? I'm not even a fan of Kamala Harris, to be fucking honest. Cause she is the reason why. I don't want to be incorrect here, but she is the reason
I'm
why
sorry, are you talking shit about the Queen?
Oh
You about to talk
God.
shit about the Queen?
she
I
was.
stand Kamala Harris.
She didn't she do something bad about like incarcerating a bunch of fucking people for no like
No,
for
Yeah,
hey,
minor
I'm-
like.
No, no, shut.
her policies.
Sit back.
She is. You think that the Republicans are bad on weed? She's worse than them. She's put countless people in jail for a long time.
Yeah,
for
that's what I was.
possession of
Yeah.
double ounces.
And so that's why I'm like saying, I'm not either or. Like, I really wanted Bernie, for the love of God. But instead of the Democrats sort of just like pushing or like supporting each other, they also suddenly turned on Bernie and fucked him over, and just like he lost the primaries, right?
Well, the thing is,
I don't see it that way, though.
Bernie's an avowed socialist. He's not going to get very many votes outside of
True, that
his
is
strongholds.
true, that's
That's
true,
why they
true.
chose Biden.
Yeah, but also like I really wanted Bernie, and Biden is just. I'm just like, hey, fucking, it ain't Trump. That's just basically my fucking view, honestly. Just it,
I mean,
it
I
ain't
guess it would seem
Trump.
that way.
It ain't Trump.
Whenever you have like,
You know.
whenever you feel like it was kind of like it was like a slug. Basically, it was just like sloshing and moving around.
Mhm.
Yeah, just how
And I
the-
and I and I know and I will say this. I will say this. If it gets me canceled, I don't fucking care. Some policies that Trump has said were okay. Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. I just don't like the dude personally. He's a fucking asshole, right? I just don't like him personally. That's why I'm just like, fuck Trump, because the shit he said about Mexicans, the thing going on at the border, like, and all the calling peaceful protesters during BLM thugs and telling authorities to shoot on sight or whatever he said. Like, that was kind of like my
wasn't
yeah. What were you saying?
wasn't there like tons of I don't know if it was confirmed. I don't know if Capo like knows or not. I looked up like those stories about like they're like getting rid of women's reproductive organs or whatever.
Oh yeah, his hysterectomy, something
And
like
what?
that.
Hysterectomies or whatever.
Hysterectomies, yeah,
at the
that's really
borders.
that's true. They were doing unconsented and like bad like I don't know how to pronounce hysterectomies at the border for people that were for the immigrants who were locked in cages and shit.
It's just like a whistleblower on that. Like I don't know. I looked more. I was trying to keep looking into it, and I don't know. It seems like it's true completely. It was corroborated by some.
Honestly, the very very first time that I heard Trump was running for president, I was like, the dude that appeared on WWE as a heel, fuck yeah, let's go Trump. And then he said. He was on Home Alone, and he was in the WWE. There was literally a show I went to, Monday Night Raw, as a kid, where Trump literally dumped millions of dollars on the crowd, and everybody was like reaching up and like grabbing money, and he made it as like, oh, it's Vincent McMahon's money, everybody take it, and he like dumped it on the crowd. It was a bunch of actual money too, like real money, and everybody's grabbing it. It was like the best thing ever.
Actually,
And then like,
I have enough money to basically.
and then like,
his own poop.
he was on Home Alone, and I was like, this dude's kind of, and then like. He said the thing about Mexicans, and I was like, oh, wow.
He gave so much money to all those people, but damn, his opinions on Mexicans, yikes.
Shut up. No, I'm just saying, like, it's true. Like, I don't know. Like, he's just, I don't know. I just don't personally like him, which is why I'm like, fuck it, Biden. And I honestly think, and like, personally, I honestly think Biden would like have a plan with COVID as compared to Trump, who just started firing a bunch of scientists who were like right about what was going on and everything.
Look, I think with a lot of like liberals and I think just like I guess just like some moderates or whatever. I think a lot of people just want like and this is in quotations, you can't see this shit, but like normalcy, and like the presidential seat. And so like I guess like Biden is that provider for them of like the feeling like because like a lot of people when they when like Obama was coming out and talking. And like I guess everybody was like massaging their brain, like, oh yes, Obama, talk more, please. I love it. I love it when you talk, and like that was like kind of thing. So I think like people were just like wanting something that isn't Trump,
Yeah.
that isn't just him, and they just want something that like is just like what a normal president would do, which is like say some truths, but then also lie to their face at sometimes,
It's just me. Basically, what told me is just the plan for COVID. I don't. Like, I expected this shit was to go to, like, at least simmer down June, July. Instead, June, July were, like, the peak. And, like, we just kept increasing since then. And I was just like, bro, like...
Dude.
I'm just trying to see my girl. Like, fuck everything else.
It was all crazy. I was kind of hoping that it was going to end by, like, August. And then, like, I can make fun of my sister. I can make fun of the girl, the key person. We know her.
Mm-hmm.
But, like make fun of her not being able to like get a birthday party, but now it's coming up to my birthday party and I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, especially mine because people predicted that this shit wasn't gonna be over till like late next year, and I'm like, I turn 21 next year. I kind of want to go off. Like,
I turn 21 in 3 days. Okay, or 2 days now, but yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
oldness is greatness.
Like I don't know. It's just. Whatever happens at this point. Like
either we all go Armageddon, or we just get like a moderately flowery path with some rocks in the way. That's how it would be.
All right, now the question for both of you, just to close it out, because we're at an hour and 18 now, and Jetty
Yes, I hate the opponent for having a different opinion.
No.
Can we go next question?
And
my
I know-
Twitter
and I-
my Twitter is Blasian Boy, and my other social.
No, wait!
Blasian Boy for Twitch.
Listen, and then I know Jetty's head is about to explode because he has a massive headache right now. He went to go poop in the middle of this because, you know, he's not a very political person. Jetty, are you there?
Sometimes I'll turn his headphones
Jetty?
off, so.
I am here.
Okay. All right. Actually, for question for all of us, we might know this. All right. Depending on who wins, will there be riots?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think there'll be riots when Biden wins.
For sure. I know that for
Kinda split
sure.
Evenly.
My
I would
bro,
say
my
kinda split
entire
evenly, and then,
my
like,
entire town's gonna be burned down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive into town. It's just gonna be like ash and charcoal everywhere because everybody's burning down. I'm gonna go to Pizza Hut.
I mostly think it's going to be a bunch of
Burned
Proud
down.
Boys that are, like, going to be pissed and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, all the apolitical people are gonna be pissed that like, hey, I didn't vote for anybody. Why are you throwing a Molotov through my window?
True. I'm not even a part of this politics shit. Why am I getting burnt down? Yeah, I get you. How about you, Capo? Did you say yes? I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I said yes.
Why do you think this?
Because I mean, there's riots right now. God forbid they have a reason, you know.
God forbid. Yeah, true. All right, pretty true. All right, boys. This was a very long, informative talk on both sides. I expected this to be like a heated match, but y'all were really polite to each other. I don't know why I expected that. I know both of you. Okay.
There's no reason to be rude about
Yeah,
it.
we
True.
just people with differencing opinions.
Exactly. All right. Jetty. Stop muting. Stop watching Blue's Clues. This motherfucker's watching Blue's Clues in the background. Listen. I need you to say something about this, and then we can start closing off.
Wait, what?
Say something about this whole entire situation, and then we'll start closing off.
Kanye, 2020.
Oh.
He has one. That's it. He's got that. All right.
Imagine we all go to sleep, and then the next morning, Kanye suddenly started pulling in all states. Oh,
Honestly, that would be amazing. Like both Joe Biden and Trump just like get out of the race at the same moment. That'd be great.
yeah. All right.
Could you imagine?
Joe
Oh God!
Jorgensen,
Oh,
supreme victory.
Fucking all of the lights starts playing like globally.
You start fucking looking at the fucking live map. Oh God, what the fuck? What's happening? Oh God, oh fuck. The entire map's
all-
turning black and it's all of the lights, dude.
It's fucking stolen out easy. And
Everyone throwing fucking morning, the morning, like the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning for kids. It's just gonna be them reciting lyrics to fucking Homecoming, his album. Come on, and everybody's just gonna start bopping in classrooms now. It's just gonna be that. It's fucking good. Oh my god. But yeah, all right, everybody who's actually stayed and listened to this, thank you so much. Thank you, Nate and Capuchan, for joining us again. This was very informative.
I talked for the first 5 minutes and then
That was the plan. Literally, that was the plan. It was me and him were gonna talk for 5 minutes and let you guys go off, which you guys did. And me and Jetty just sat in the background. I was just like, yeah. And I did came in and added a few of my points and shit. But like, you know, you guys are way more informed. Like, this is this is what I should have done for when we were talking about the BLM stuff. It's like we should have gotten a perspective that were like more informed and stuff. But like, this is what I did. I corrected that mistake. I actually got people who are more informed on politics than we are, and you know, they talked it out.
Who recommended that comment? Who commented that? Like to recommend like people like coming in.
I don't know. Some random dude, I guess. I don't know.
It was his profile picture like almost hentai. I could have sworn I saw that. Like,
Heard of it.
Posting porn links?
Oh, the guy posting porn links is a different guy. He just likes to listen to our fucking intro and then link us porn links. I don't know. All right.
Sure, it's not like a bot.
It's probably a bot. I don't know.
Being targeted
You
by
want
the
a
porn
fucking
bot.
free premium account? Here, put in your social
If you like
security on this
Pornhub,
website.
you'll love Pornhub Live. Like,
Exactly.
all right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. Follow us on our socials. Nate, you want to plug shit?
Of course, and you'll put me in the
All
description.
right, Capo, do you want to plug shit?
No.
Jetty, want to say something?
Uh.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week with another episode. Jetty, you got something to say?
I hate my life. I'm
All
outta here,
right.
dude.
Say hi to your mom for me, guys. Peace.